Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another wonderful season. This is the S9R Race 1 right now. We are running at none other than Helsinki Circuit right now. We're going to be having a wonderful time here tonight, and we're going to be enjoying watching at least 13 drivers go around this iconic circuit. Without any further delay, let's get right over into the qualifying session because the drivers are already starting to set their personal bests right now. We're seeing 22s come out. We're seeing some 24s being set as well. And obviously, we are running the 2024 VRC cars. So let's get right over to the live screen and without any further delay. Seeing Whirly set a 22.048 on those C4 compound tires. Lawrence with a 22.4, not too shabby himself, but just getting out of the pit lanes will be trying to do a little bit better than his compatriot of Whirly out in front. Zaviri is in third place right now with a 24.1. Ketchin is in fourth place with a 24.6. 26 for T.H. Moriarty. Flip, Jack, Redder, Short, Deschamps, and Edwards not setting their times just yet. And of course, myself, Sagar Bakshi, sitting in the commentator's booth, driving the safety car for all these drivers here tonight around this circuit. Hopefully, we won't be seeing any of that go down. The drivers look like they've got some practicing beneath them. Coming through the first chicane right now and onto the outer loop now is Moriarty. Driving the marble shell car, iconic livery for some iconic times that he's selected. Coming into the deep old hairpin, and that's going to be late on the brakes there as he desperately needs to gain some time and set a qualifying run for himself. He's got about 13 and a half minutes left to go. I'm not too worried about the rest of these drivers being able to set down the lap, but here comes Ketchin. Improving in Sector 2, not matching his best in Sector 1, seemingly a second off right now. And he cuts through the final chicane. Now let's see what kind of time he's able to produce when he gets to the line. Ketchin with a 24.1 improves his time. And that'll be some improvement for sure for Ketchin. Finding that 24.1 promotes himself into third place over Xavier. Shit. I'm going to get these names wrong. Someone give me a pronunciation guide as soon as possible. Xavier. Oh, there goes Earl. Earl, big flip, finds himself with a 22 flat as well. Almost identical times to Whirly. And we're on board with the Whirly man himself. Getting a little squirrely, I think. Not switching over right over to Lawrence as he's out here on his outlap, presumably, coming through the final sector now. Okay. 12 and a bit minutes left in this qualifying session. Plenty of time for the drivers to get some stonky lap times. And thank you very much for the follow. Cody runs fast. Appreciate the love and support, brother. And coming through the final chicane, here comes Lawrence getting to the line. Does he have any improvement to speak of? He does improve by just a hair. An RCH as it so were, but not enough to promote himself past third place. A 22.1304 Lawrence is what is set. Oh, here comes Sevier coming through the final line right now. He's going to bump Ketchin back into fourth place. He goes forward. Ketchin goes backwards. A 23 flat, just a second off of the pace right now. Here comes Redder doing his best right now. Improved by 2 seconds, over 2 seconds in the first sector. 2 seconds down. Oh, there's a big drift coming through. Where is he on track? Through the final corner pretty much. Right before he got to the chicane, his Sector 3 was not superb. Let's see if he can hold on to a green lap, potentially doing so, but lights up the brakes in the background. You'd see that puff of smoke. No ABS on these vehicles. It's all down to the drivers. 29.7 for Redder. He's got some time to be found on track, especially if he's able to avoid one of those nasty drifts again. Looking at the rear wing of catching wide open right now. The DRS is obviously available for all the drivers. You can see that foul closing there as he comes onto the brakes through one of the final corners as he approaches the final chicane, actually. He is improving by just a little bit of time. Does not match a personal best for Sector 2. Does match a personal best for Sector 1, though. Let's see if he's able to improve when he gets to the line. Catching. Where is he going to find himself out on the ladder? You can hear him backing off by quite a bit. Catching, not able to improve. That 23.5. A lot of drivers trickling out onto the circuit now. All finding their ways out. There goes Edwards with a 23.9, finds himself in the 6th place now. A couple of the drivers pulling off to the side, possibly regenerating their hybrid systems as much as possible, as much as they can before they get a heated lap in. DRS detection zones are as follows. And we're approaching the end of the first lap right now for Moriarty as he yeets it over the chicane. Eats it as well. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner being served for Moriarty. Throws down a 22.9 even with that aggressive bump that he had through the chicane and over those sausage curbs. A very impressive run out of Moriarty, finding himself some pace here on an opening lap. Well done. Pulls off to the side. Is going to let Earl Flip go through. And Earl, finding himself on a hot lap right now, was not able to get any slipstream from the Slipstream racing compatriots of Moriarty. Big, deep V line coming in through the first hairpin, the big old hairpin, as I'm going to call it from now on. Coming into the faster bits of the circuit right now. Fast left-hander all the way around into a brief bump in the road, let's call it, as we see Earl just driving over that. And then into the final sector, here goes Redder. Driving the Ferrari. So, whoa! And he gets unsettled coming through that fast sector we were just watching Earl go through. Unable to keep the car collected. He loses it into the grass, and we're on board with Worley right now, and that is a dashing-looking livery. We're going to have to go ahead and give himself a brief livery shakedown to give him some respect once we get down to the grid. Worley's not out to improve right now. This should be an outlap for him. He should be on full regeneration mode, but I could be wrong right now as he approaches the final corner. Takes that very deep all the way out to the exit curbing as much as possible, and again, using all the track that he's bought and paid for. Now coming into the final chicane, is he able to take it neatly? I think so. Very cautious almost. Coming through the final chicane, but having a little bit of oversteer on the exit. And is he able to improve that time? I think he did a 121.741 being his last and best lap. A great lap set from Worley. Lawrence finding himself with a 21 as well. 21.8 for him. These drivers are going at it neck to neck right now, not giving each other an inch to separate themselves. Earl leading Moriarty, leading Severi. Ketchin, Edwards, Jack, T.H., DeShong, Redder, Shorter. Personal best being set from Severi right now in that 4th place car. 22.717. Ryan, Earl Flip, purple sector 1, purple sector 2, but unable to get it collected for sector 3. That lap will be invalidated. Twisted Jack, getting it all wrong. Where is he on track? Through the fast sector? Yes, he is going through the fast sector. But he has parked it right now on the kitty litter, and I don't think he's able to get that car restarted. He might have to teleport away, unfortunately. No, he is able to get through. Oh, no, he gets it all wrong on throttle. Lights it up so he wouldn't get stuck in that kitty litter, but he has found himself lighting up the rear end of those tires as he's trying to push himself forward. Edwards right now in the Aston Martin liveried car. He's coming through the old hairpin right now and on his way through the speedy section of the circuit. Turn to turn 7 for the number 7 right now. Gets it all right. He's improving on this time by a little bit right now. His last lap being a regeneration lap, a 2 minute something. His best lap being a 123.9. Let's see if he's able to improve when he gets himself to the line. He's doing pretty well for himself right now on this lap, looking very good. Let's take an onboard shot real quick of what the driver is actually seeing. Colin Edwards getting to the line right now. What does he have in his pocket? A 23 flat. Not good enough to advance anywhere past 6th place. And he is going to be regenerating that tick-tock clock and Aston Martin advantage. Sean Moriarty getting to the line. Was he able to improve his lap time? Yes, he is, with a 22.170. And neatly doing a very clean lap. Here comes James Shorter, improving by a lot of time. Getting it all right through Sector 3. Promotes himself up into the top 10. That's Shorter not getting too short. He's quick as heck. At 128.7, promoting himself up into the 10th spot. Great spot for him right now. Cameron Ketchen getting to the line right now. Not able to improve. 23.204 is where he's going to stay in that 7th place spot. Only 3 minutes left on the clock, so some of these drivers will get a bonus lap. Some of these drivers will end on the checkered flag a little bit earlier than the others. Full out on throttle right now. Getting it oh so close to another car. A little tap of the brakes there. Fully on the brakes 100% of the way, coming through the old hairpin, and there's just another pump to keep the car rotated around. Deep step on the brake as well, coming through the fast bit here. And immediately back on 100% throttle all the way around. Carrying as much speed as they possibly can around this circuit with these high downforce vehicles. I love the way that these Ferraris look. Red on red with red rim tires. All the drivers running the C4 tires right now. Presumably no option tires for them. DRS flaps are opening and closing through the detection zones, allowing them to set their fastest times possible. Really teleports to the pits. That 21.7 will stand for him right now, but he won't be able to get another lap in. I don't think so. Not with the regeneration needing to kick in as well. There goes Redder, promoting himself up into the top 10. He finds himself in 8th spot with a 124.656. Cameron Ketchen with a 123. Who was that there out on track? They teleported out of the server. That's Deshang, who finds himself with a 129. Not good enough for him. Hopefully he'll rejoin before the qualifying session is concluded. Shorter TH Jack, there's your bottom 3 right now. Cameron Ketchen looking to improve by nearly 0.8 of a second right now. Where would that find him in the standings? All the way up into the top 5 potentially if he can keep this momentum together. As he comes through the final chicane, he's doing it very neatly. You can see the car getting a little undulated there coming through the final corner, but he's doing all right. Only just snakes away out of the top 5. Cameron Ketchen with a phenomenal lap, but not good enough. Gets it into 6th place with a 123.044, and you can sense his frustration as he throws the car into the wall. 38 seconds left on the clock. It looks like the 4th place car of Moriarty will get one more. The 2nd place car of Lawrence will get one more try. But these drivers on circuit right now, the 7th place car of Edwards and the 5th place car of Chavert, will not get another crack at it with only 20 seconds left to go. I don't think it's nearly enough time for them to get it done. The 4th place car, Moriarty, dips his hat out of the battle here for the top 3. Happy with his 22.170. And obviously, it's not about how fast you are in the qualifying session as much as that may mean to stay ahead of the other drivers, but it will be your overall consistency. And I'm interested to see who's done the most laps over an actual stint. I believe we have over 30 laps here at the Helsinki circuit. So finding out the drivers' tenacity and their ability to perform over a long stint will be the most telling thing we'll be able to find out here on the premiere run of the SSR League here on Twitch. And Lawrence looking to improve, but I think this is an outlap because he's not showing an improvement of his time at this time. A 121.8 for Lawrence, but he is improving with a 121.695. Able to find himself bumping back Worley back. And that was an amazing lap, and doing it at the final run to the line. Hats off to Lawrence. Did a great job on performance there, getting it all sorted right when he needed to. I believe we're waiting on Deschang to potentially get back in, as the qualifying session is already concluded now. Thank you very much, Fliptonics, for the follow. Appreciate you, brother. And thank you for letting me see that was doing it a couple of times. Thank you for the follow, F1 Fan 71. Appreciate you being here as well. Sorry I missed that one. I was seeing double for a second here on stream, but no, that was just 2 follows at the same time, coming in quick, fast, in a hurry. Got a little bit of a waiting period before the qualifying session is done. Let's go through the grid real quick. It's going to be Lawrence, Worley, Earl, Moriarty, Chavert, Ketchen, Edwards, Redder, Jack, T.H., Shorter, Deschang, and then myself in the safety car being the 13th driver here tonight. Quick view of the safety car. Looking pretty stylish, if I do say so myself. The drivers have done a great job putting together a wonderful grid of vehicles for us to look at. CrowdStrike F1 safety car. Lawrence is driving a Red Bull Oracle vehicle. Worley doing this one some justice. The Foxfire Energy car. This one is very, very stylish. The Prism vehicle, I like it. I love to see it. Better man for Earl, Mr. Flip, in the McLaren themed vehicle. Moriarty driving the iconic Ferrari, but he's driving the older, Honda. And he's in the marble shell vehicle. Chavert driving the Ferrari, the shell car. Ketchen in 6th place is in a McLaren-themed vehicle with all of the chrome logos all over it. Edwards driving the Aston Martin. Redder in another Ferrari-themed vehicle. Jack driving the Audi. TH is in the second Prism car, paired up with Whirly, I would imagine. And Shorter driving the... What is this? Someone give me some F1 facts on what vehicle this is. An older Mercedes, maybe? We're going to have to get off of that really quickly as the race is about to get going. And Lawrence takes first place away from Whirly right at the line. And the race is about to be on, folks. Heading our way in towards turn 1, the first chicane. Hopefully the drivers will be able to keep it all clean here at the Finland GP. Got 39 laps left to go. Running around 122s to 129s in their lap times. F1 Fan 71, how do I get into these leagues? Well, if you want to join, I will send you a link right now to how to join the Slipstream Racing Discord. And you can obviously go ahead and join up at any time. There's the Discord there for Slipstream Racing, where you can go ahead and participate in any one of these events coming up. We're running every single Monday, same time, same place, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And hopefully I'll see you here next week, Mr. F1 Fan 71, for our next event, which will be at... Stand by. Sepang will be the next circuit that we will be at. Then Estoril, the Nürburgring GP, Pinwheel, Fuji, Silverstone, Red Bull Ring, Pigo, the Pinwheel, I believe. No, Pinwheel, Pigo, Mugello, and then Coda and Suzuka. Mugello, one of my favorite all-time circuits. I am so excited, but green, away we go. The Christmas tree was lit up, and the drivers are taking to the track right now. And it looks like Lawrence with a big leap into first place right now. It looks pretty clean all around for most of the drivers. And we're here looking at Mr. Whirly chasing down Lawrence, but here's the rear wing of Whirly as he gets chased down by Earl Flip. You can see the deltas up in the left-hand corner of your screen, as well as the driver numbers. And the drivers are getting a little separated right now. Not sure if DRS has yet been activated or not. Whirly and Lawrence swapping for position out in the lead right now. Crisscross, applesauce. Lawrence got it all wrong going in towards T1, but let's see how it all pans out between Earl and Lawrence right now. And Whirly, is the one in the Prism car going a little bit deep and wide. And oh no, what a big tank slapper for Earl. No, he got it all wrong, coming through the fastest part of the track into the dirty air behind Whirly, and that might be the end of his race now. Coming back 2 cars to Sean Moriarty. The third place car under threat from Chevere. Mr. Ryan Earl disconnecting from the server out of frustration, unfortunately receiving a DNF for this one. Left with 10 drivers battling it out on circuit as we speak. The Honda car leading the Ferrari right now. Switch for as Redder goes backwards, losing out 2 positions. Right off the break, what happened to Redder? He's got a lot of dirty tires right now. You can see the dust being kicked up from the cars that he was near. He must have gotten it wrong coming into the first chicane as he's just going through the outer loop right now. Still holding on to those dirty tires. Going a little bit wide here at the fast left-hander. And now coming into the old hairpin. Is he able to get those tires clean? He sure is able to get the tires clean. And he's driving forward now. Love the the sound of these cars revving and high revving as they go past one of these camera stations. Just hear the enunciation of the vehicles so passionately. Edwards falls back down into 9th place. Worley chasing down in that Prism car. Look at how dark and deep that black is on that vehicle, but you can see the highlights of the purple and orange catching up with him. Catching up to the other orange car, the Red Bull vehicle that Lawrence is driving. Pete Redder taking his drive-through, it looks like. Going to the pits he goes. See what the number 9 is doing as far as service. Just a quick splash and dash. Comes back out onto the circuit, serving his drive-through that is now cleared. Edwards into the pits now himself, it looks like. And I wonder if he's taking service also. Rolling back into turn 1, the first chicane for the 10th place car, number 14 of Edwards. Keeping on board with this battle right now. It looks pretty tough. You see the rear wing closing of Chavert, so DRS has been activated now. And this is Chavert chasing down Moriarty. Trent H for the Prism Racing Team, JWI. 4/10 away from Jack out in front. A lot of personal bests being set by the drivers. You can see the flashing in the timing tower. That means that that's their personal best of this session. Not overall, per se. How tricky that can be for most F1 fans. Purple lap means purple lap, the fastest lap done by any driver out on circuit, but not for this timing tower. Oh no, and there goes Jack. Twisted Jack in the Audi vehicle. Coming through the long right-hander of turns 3 and 4. Over-revving the car just a hair. Looking back at the leaders, 4:10 separating the two of them. DRS is open for Worley, trying to find a way to get past Lawrence, but only closing down the door is Lawrence. He cannot let Worley get past him, not with the pace that he has. A little bit of a double take on the steering wheel. Double right-hander, well, the triple right-hander, really flat out for all the drivers. A little bit off throttle as they come through the switchback section. And under the Qatar Airways banner, the drivers are separated by around 0.6 of a second. Chavert and Moriarty going after it. And on the inside goes Moriarty. And he goes through on the powered car. Let's stay on board with this battle because I feel like things are about to get a little spicy between these two. Swap for position there between Redder and Short. Drivers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all glued to each other. Both of them just a couple of tenths separated by right now. Come over the start-finish line for the 6th lap of this race being completed. Got 33 left to go. Ooh, alternate line out of Javert in the background. And chasing down Moriarty is not going to be an easy feat to do. Loses touch by just a little bit. Will he have the DRS through the detection zone? I believe he will. Let's see that rear flap open up as we get to the next DRS. 8/10 away. He is slowly drifting away from Moriarty out in front, unfortunately. The car bottoming out a little bit, sparks flying from underneath Javert's car, and oh, I thought he was about to lose it coming into the fastest section of the circuit, but no, manages to maintain grip with his high downforce, and there it is, the rear wing is open now, as he is within that 1 second gap of the car in front, but the flap quickly closes. And we do have 2 detection points here at the Helsinki circuit, so there it is, it's back open one more time. It will close down through the back stretch of the circuit, closing right back up, right before you come into the chicane, activated by the brake pedal, of course. 26.2 set by the leaders of the race, Lawrence and Worley. 26.4, 26.8 between Moriarty and Javert. Exactly, Fliptonics. Dirty air over the crest. That's exactly what's looking like. It's insane how much these physics are so well tuned in this game of AC. You don't get the same dirty air that you would typically get in ACC. Obviously, GTD cars are a little less susceptible to dirty air than formula cars, but these formula cars are highly sensitive, but they are well tuned and calibrated by the VRC team to be able to produce a very interesting battle. Some of the drivers need to be aware of, if you've been hot lapping by yourself, you know, hot lapping by yourself is so much different than driving behind another car being sucked into that dirty air, or seeing that turbulence. So the car in front is basically punching a hole in the air, but behind it, a vortex is forming and allowing the car in back to get kind of punched in the face by it. And sometimes that punch in the face is a little difficult to try to be able to get through. Javert now doing a little bit better. He's improved by a couple of tenths over Moriarty right now. Let's check out one progressing. Staying about right where it was just a minute and a half ago when they were on their previous lap, but these drivers are setting a little bit quicker of times, their best lap being at 25.8. That can't be right. It is. Worley is now chasing down like a madman. He is finding that dirty air advantage. And that consistency in his run will be the most important thing, and I think he's found a little bit of consistency in the second circuit. Four-tenths of a gap for the leaders right now. It looks like a 4-second gap back to Moriarty. But obviously, if these two cars start battling it out, they will lose a significant amount of time to the cars behind that just set 26.5s. Look at how much curb these drivers are taking, just taking as much of it as possible. And seemingly so, the cars are very stable coming through there. Up to the inside line for the Prism car, but not so much for the Red Bull vehicle as it drifted a little bit far and wide. And now we might see one for the lead of the race. A little bit of dirty air being kicked up from the Red Bull car out in front. It looks like Worley is not affected by that dirt, that pocket sand being kicked up from that Red Bull in front. And if you want to get involved with the SSR team, please go ahead and check out one of the Discord links. I'll drop it one more time for anybody to be able to join if they so choose to. Check out the Discord there and go ahead and join up, message one of the admins, and we'll find you a spot here at the SSR League. Oh, it is nose to tail right now between the Prism and the Red Bull vehicle of Lawrence out in front, but how much longer will he be out in front right now? About to approach the Qatar Airways banner and going under it. That's where you'll face the most dirty air coming through the high-speed section of the circuit. Ten laps into this one, a third of the way, almost a quarter of the way down, I should say. We've nearly got 40 laps of racing to go. Well, 40 laps total, I should say. We're going to have another 39 or 29. Math may not be my strong suit, as I am an Indian. Don't hold that against me. The gaps come back around to 0.6 of a second. Worley not able to capitalize on the Red Bull's mistakes out in front. And Chavert chasing down Moriarty. The gap has stayed around 0.5 of a second. 26 is coming out for the drivers out in front. 26.5 compared to a 26.6. So the gap is coming down slowly but surely. Let's check out on the Ferrari vehicle. Let's go on board. Let's see what the drivers are having to contend with. Circuit. A little bit of oversteer there, and now getting around a back marker vehicle. The Aston Martin, I believe that would be shorter. You can see how much travel there is in the front wheels of this double wishbone suspension car. Oh! And the track just falling away from you here as you come through some of the fastest parts of the circuit. Deep there on the downshifts. Ferrari chasing down Moriarty out in front. Let's check out Worley in this purple Prism vehicle. And Ketchen now into the pits. This might be a scheduled stop for Ketchen as we approach the halfway point of this race. Some of the damage that he's found himself in. He's going to get passed by the 8th place and the 9th place vehicle. Ketchen loses out one to Renner and another one to Edwards right away. Whoa, there goes the Red Bull car off through the final corner, or second to last corner, but able to recover and Worley quick with the hands trying to go after it, but could not find the acceleration that he needed to keep up there. And oh my goodness, that was a close call for Lawrence. 27 flat for him compared to a 26.9 for Worley. 27 flat for Moriarty. And Chavert is into the pits. Shaviri, that's what I'm going with from now on. Shaviri. Or Chaviri. That's what I'm going with from now on. You can't make me stop now. The front wing of Worley's vehicle as we chase down Lawrence out in front. Trying to hold on is Lawrence. He's doing a good job, and you can see how much this front wing is moving, separating by so much as it gets trapped under this dirty air and then flexing again back down deep under the braking zones. And you see this front splitter now rise up again, come through some of the highest speed corners and then flexing back down as soon as he applies a brake pedal. Beautiful shot here of the number 60 car of Worley. The race has gone quiet as we approach the halfway point. And I wonder if these two drivers are going to decide to come into the pits at any time. See the 10th place car of Shorter now coming into the pits. 146 being his last lap around as he just got to his pit stop. And it looks like things are all nip and tuck for these two, finding their place and finding their rhythm for sure right now. Token there for breaching track limits potentially. That Red Bull car is getting a little squirrely. I think they're losing their rhythm right now. As they came through the final sector, you could see the rear end of the vehicle getting unsettled by quite a bit, actually. And that's not great news for the car in the lead of this race. If he goes a little too early, he could potentially get undercut. Go check out on Redder and Ketchum as they're very close to each other. About 4/10 separating them right now. Shorter. It's not Jack. Is that Edwards out in front? That is Edwards out in front. Edwards in front of Ketchen, in front of Redder. 27-3, 27-4, 29 as Redder loses those two positions very quickly. Back over to Worley. Car very planted as he comes into the final chicane now. Oh, and both drivers, the leaders, are into the pits right away. And we'll have to keep an eye on how those two end up doing as they roll out of the pits and see how long their services end up taking. Lawrence in front of Worley by 0.6 of a second across the line. And it's still that way, but it's nose to tail as they approach the end of the pit line. They hit the pit limiter button, and away goes Cody Lawrence for the Red Bull Racing Team. The gap now increased to 0.7-ish. This might be a two-stop race by this rate. The 5th place car of TH into the pits as well. Side-by-side action between the leaders, but it looks like Lawrence has the inside line, covers it off, and Worley has a bit of a wiggle, getting squirrely there. Taps into Lawrence, but no damage to be found, hopefully. And he lit up the brakes there with all that smoke, and you could see it. And it was a battle that was brewing from a long way back. Worley was trying to push that one into oblivion. He figured he had one shot at the ring, and hoping to get it done here early on into the deep hairpin. .2 separating the leaders right now, coming over to about half a second, but coming back down very quickly. 45.5, 45.4 for the leaders, 25.3 and 25.3 for Moriarty and Chavert. Chevier. Chevery? Chivalry. Oh, and now Worley is trying to gain a little bit of a momentum right there through the DRS detection point. But I don't think that's going to be enough as they come through the old hairpin. No, not going to be enough at all. He's about to lose the DRS that he's been using to keep up with Lawrence out in front. Cody Lawrence could walk away with this right now. If he's able to pull out another couple of tenths away from Worley behind. Under 7 tenths right now, but when we get to the detection point, it's going to be crucial if he can maintain that. The detection point has been passed now, and he's within a second. So it's just enough for Worley to keep in touch right now. Thank you, Cody. He runs fast. I think I've said his name 100 different ways in this race so far, but I guess we'll have to find out once he watches the VOD back and goes, yeah, it was this one, Sauger. It's funny, for a guy with a messed up name like mine, with a whole bunch of A's thrown in there, I can barely pronounce any of the drivers' names. Ooh, big wiggle coming out of the Red Bull vehicle. Maintaining traction right now. Gaps come down to half a second between the leaders still. These guys have stayed glued to each other all race long. It's been absolutely unbelievable hair-pulling action. You never know when the overtake will happen. It's just these tiny fractional mistakes that we keep on seeing over and over again out of Lawrence. It allowed Worley to keep gaining a little bit of time. That's all he needs to stay in touch right now. Puff of smoke coming out of Worley, lots of the brakes in the background. The tiny lockup doesn't mean much. You won't get the deep vibrations in the wheel. Oh, there's another lockup out of Lawrence. Maybe Lawrence is the one who's locking up. Under pressure now from Worley, 0.2 of a second back. Who's going to dive to the inside line? It's going to be Lawrence to defend as much as he can, holding onto the inside line, but Worley is able to go through on Lawrence. Lawrence cannot defend, get the crisscross applesauce out. No, he tried to pull it out, unable to do so. Now Worley is in the lead of this one. Set that one up from a mile away, just chipping away at his opponent. And now Lawrence is on the attack. The hunted has become the hunter. And let's see if Lawrence is a good hunter. If he can keep in touch with the prison vehicle out in front or not. Another lockup of the brakes coming out of Lawrence. He is going to now start to feel the vibrations in his steering wheel. Let's see if we can go on board and see how bad those shakes really are getting. Doesn't look too bad right now, but a couple more lockups and it will get pretty gnarly. Edwards into the pits, promotes TH and Jack into their positions. Shorter now pulling out of the way as he is a lap down from the drivers in the lead of this race. Exciting battling for the lead. I am absolutely speechless right now. I am mesmerized by the sounds of these cars as they go around this Helsinki iconic circuit. Oh, and the deep rumbling on the downshifts as well, the deceleration points. Here going into the deep V of the old hairpin. A little bit of oversteer there for the Oracle Red Bull team. Prison car holding on, doing pretty well to stay out in front right now. Not losing too much time or momentum, staying about 6/10 in front of the car, chasing him down. There goes that crest that we talked about earlier, that Fliptonics had mentioned. And Lawrence, for the first time, in the back of another car, trying to feel what that dirty air is like, was a little bit cautious. Steer moment. 25.4 to 25.5. Looking at the inside line, but just trying to scare really into a defensive move. Gained a little bit of time now with those jump scare as well. I wish we could see the energy in the harvesting modes. We could see the harvesting of Worley out in front. Lock up again out of Lawrence. Man, he is pushing these tires to another level. He has got to be feeling something in that steering wheel now that is not forcing him to do well. And the unfortunate part is the more you lock up, the more that tire is going to lock up in that same spot over and over again. So let's say it's your back right tire, and like rubbing an eraser, you rubbed it down so it's got this groove into it, this flat spot. When you go back to erase again, you're going to more likely find that flat spot than you are going to be able to find that high point. So it's going to be Lawrence's demise right now, as he's 21 out of 39 laps into this one and keeps finding that flat spot over and over and over again every time he tries to push harder and harder and harder. Not locking up this time for Lawrence, chasing down Worley. He's gained a little bit of time there through that hairpin. Good job for Lawrence, doing a great job of maintaining this consistency. Doing a good job closing down 4/10 away from potentially a race win right now. Four-tenths away, now 7/10 away as they come through the final chicane. He cannot lose this DRS, the drag reduction system, and he is losing time. A couple of tenths here, a couple of tenths there. Eventually, it will become a 1 second gap, and Lawrence will have nothing to drive with going forward. He will not be able to catch back up to Worley, I can only imagine, at this point of the race. think Redder just got passed by Moriarty in the background. Yes, that is Redder that just got passed by Moriarty in the background. The Ferrari now through. Looks to the inside again, 2/10 of a gap. Coming down, the Red Bull car goes deep and wide again. Hopefully not breaching track limits to get a drive-through penalty. Whoa, there goes a big move on the inside. Took a big leaping look at the entrance to the chicane, trying to scare Worley into a big mistake. But Worley is not falling for that 25.3 out of Lawrence. He is on the hunt up the inside at turn 1. Goes back through. Worley could not defend. He falls back. Lawrence regains the lead of this one. Just as I was saying, he was down and out, just like Tyson versus Paul. But man, oh man, the resurgence is here. Lawrence went through on Worley. Amazing racing, and we've still got another 15 laps left to go, folks. Now it's Worley's job to catch back up. Let's check out how Worley's doing. Driving forward, driving fast, that's for certain. I love this livery so much. So many cool Technicolors, so many good accents. Look at that front brake duct as well. With a beautiful gold trim on it. Ketchin now coming into the pits. Out of this race so far. Ridley still chasing down Mr. Lawrence. Good lead of this one. Worley like a sitting duck though. You can see Lawrence still spitting up some brake dust behind him. And he's still walking up a little bit going in towards turn 7. Now the gap has gone the other way. Worley now got a 7/10 gap, but each driver seems to have found their rhythm during certain sections of the track. But now we've got a ton of back markers to come up against. This is going to be Ketchin and Jack. Jack's going to be the first one that has to get out of the way. Don't forget, they're in a race of their own as well. Quickly getting out of the way of the drivers in front, following the F1 standard rules. And they're shorter off. Got a little bit of a way to go before they catch up to Ketchin, but they will catch him before the end of this race, I believe. A little bit of a wiggle there from Lawrence allows Worley to gain some time and momentum. Moriarty in third place, 27 seconds behind, but he's got a large gap behind him to Chevere. This is looking good. The race is still on, 13 laps left. Looking like a fantastic photo finish that we'll see. Worley and Lawrence have been battling all race long. Not to discredit any of the other drivers, But this is where the entertainment has been found the most tonight. Redder and Short getting close to each other, coming through the final chicane, but it looks like Redder will still stay in the lead of Short. Battle between Edwards and TH as well, brewing up to be a spicy one, but 8/10, nearly a second separating them, as the gap now is over 1 second, and they should be coming up to a detection point zone now, so that gap will only increase as the 6th place car of TH is caught in the third air, unable to gain any momentum. Back marker. Looking like an epic battle out in front around this circuit in Helsinki now. Track temperature is 29 degrees Celsius, the ambient temperature being 20 degrees. The track is already optimum. There is a slight wind coming in the southwest direction at 9 kilometers an hour. Owen Ketchen goes off and into a barrier coming through the old hairpin, and that'll seal his fate. But can he get passed by Jack as well? Jack will go through on Ketchen, now faced with some major front aero damage. Back over to the battle between Worley and Lawrence. Where that Oracle machine really has the legs on Worley, being able to use as much of that curbing as possible on the exit of that long right-hander. Into the pits again for the final 10 laps of this race, nose to tail right now, but it is as it was before the pit stop cycle. Lawrence stayed ahead of Worley. Quick splashing and dashing, and the cars are going to roll out. And taking off is Mr. Lawrence, now with a 1.3 second gap back. No, and Mr. Worley, whoa, has a big Code Brown moment as he exited the pits on cold tires. Lit up the rear end, kissed some sausage curbs, and now the gap is over 2 seconds. I think Lawrence is going to walk away with this one, as there will be no DRS available for Worley unless he can pull a miracle out of thin air. .8 seconds away. Again, no DRS for Worley. Jack into the pits now. The 8th place car gets repassed by the leaders of this race, 1, 2, and 3. A little more Moriarty decide to stay out a little bit longer and try to stay in touch with the leaders out in front. He's not decided to come into the pit lanes just yet. Got 9 laps left to go. Going to be done and dusted now. That one little mistake costing Worley a shot of the big glass of champagne, the giant golden trophy. He might have to be content with taking a silver one. Goes without saying that Moriarty has actually been driving very consistently in that McLaren. The Honda Power Machine. Driving very well. Worley with the fastest lap of the race at 123.9. So this might not be over just yet, as Worley is now driving with blood in his veins and his heart on his sleeve, showing his bitter emotions right now. Mr. Consistency over this stint right now. Keeping it calm, cool, and collected. He almost has a free pit stop over Chivieri. We're just going to call him Matt from now on. Until we find out the correct pronunciation, we're just going to call him Matt or MC. It looks like Mr. Lawrence is about to catch up to the back marker of Ketchen again. Ketchen, I don't believe, has taken his pit stop just yet. There's 2-stop race. Car rolling out of pit lane. That's the other Prism vehicle. Might squeeze his way in between the 2 leaders of this one. And TH pulls right out of the way, allows Worley to go back through. Now almost a second gap, under a second gap now to the leader of this race, negotiating back markers again. Lap traffic giveth, lap traffic is going to take it away. And here we go at the old hairpin. It takes away from Lawrence and it gives to Worley. No way. Underneath a half of a second right now. Would not have expected it. We will see the DRS lap open once again for Worley as he chases down Lawrence going down the back stretch. Back flap opens up for Worley. Oh man, this one is brewing up to be an exciting finish. I thought it was sealed. I thought it was delivered. I thought Stevie Wonder was already started singing this sweet song, but no, it is not even close yet. It's as close as it could possibly be. Under a half second between the leaders of this race. Moriarty is just 6 seconds away as well. So if these 2 leaders collide in any way or continue to battle the way they have side by side, Moriarty can find himself on the top step of the podium. F1 fan, I'm sure you're not as rusty as I am. I'm also recovering from an injury. That's why I just talk smack about the drivers. You might be a little rusty, but you can't be rustier than I am. Hopefully we'll see you on track here next week. And like Cody Runs Fast was saying, reach out to the league owner, and I'm sure you'll find yourself a spot. We've got at least 5 more spots available from what I can tell. A few of the drivers not making it here tonight, unfortunately, but more will trickle in as time goes on. There goes Ketchen and TH battling it out for position. It looks like TH was able to get the move done on the other McLaren. And Ketchen falling back, succumbed to the DRS zone of the final sector. Oh my goodness, look at how close these drivers are getting through the old hairpin, folks.
How about now? Strange. I've been talking for quite some time. Thank you very much for letting me know. I don't know how long that's been like that, but thank you very much. There I am. As I was saying, the drivers are crossing the line for just 2 more times now. And it's bound to be a hectic finish of this amazing race. Amazing showcase. I was saying that these cars make me want to make F1 noises with my mouth because, oh, there goes a little bit of a mishap for Lawrence. Really unable to capitalize as he's doing 25 flats compared to the 24.8s of Lawrence in front. Final lap, the white flag has been waved, folks. One more lap left to go, and this amazing 39-lap race will have become concluded. This 2-stop race at the Helsinki circuit. Next week, we are going to be at Sepang. So make sure you're here, same place, same time, for another wonderful event by the SSR. 3/10 separated now. Gap goes closing. Oh, the inside makes a big look. Tried to go for a late lunge there. The Daniel Ricciardo special couldn't hold on. Lawrence was driving in his rear view mirror. Saw that one coming from a while late. Did not fall for the sneaky tricks. And now it's going to be a drag to the line for the final lap of this race. Crossing and weaving to the finish line. Lawrence wins the race. Worley finished second. Amazing finale. Amazing finish here. Amazing showcase all around by all the drivers. Here goes Moriarty crossing the line. Chevier crossing the line. Trent H gets a 5-second time penalty, abusing track limits, I can only assume. And here comes Matt Chevier. As he finishes up his stint right now. Trent H crosses the line in 6th, Ketchen in 7th, Jack in 8th, Shorter in 9th. Redder is going to be crossing the line in 10th, and there goes the 4th place driver of Matt getting to the line for the final time. Colin Edwards, driving the Aston Martin vehicle, is coming around the penultimate corner on his way to the final chicane. Getting it all right for the final time. Pushing his car to the limit, getting it pushed out, and crossing, accepting the checkered flag with open arms is Mr. Edwards. And Redder still in the pit lane. He's going to need to cross the line before this race will conclude. That will be it for us tonight, folks. Amazing race. Amazing race down to the bitter end. Late lap lunges. Amazing overtakes were found all around the circuit by all the drivers. The DRS detection points playing a huge factor in the end of this one, folks. But it all goes down to Cody Lawrence. He finishes the race in P1, accepting the checkered flag for the final time, lighting up the rear end of his beautiful Oracle Red Bull car, and he crosses the line one more time for good measures and finds himself drinking a lot of champagne tonight. I think that's going to conclude it for here tonight, folks. Thank you so much for your attendance. Thank you so much for your love and participation. Thank you very much, and welcome to all the new followers. Cody Runs Fast, F1 Fan 71. Who else was there? We had a few more Flip Tonics. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for all the love and support you guys have shared with me tonight and keeping me entertained. And always, thank you very much to all the drivers for their participation and putting on a wonderful showcase of an event for us. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me here at the SSR. And as always, please remember to stay safe. Good night, everybody.